As we march towards 2024, we are also suddenly dealing with what I would argue could be a very serious financial crisis. What do you think the economic picture is going to look like this year and as we head into 24?
The basics are this. Look, if we never let anything fail, then we will just endlessly continue this slow descent to hell that we're in. I do not blame the average investor in Silicon Valley Bank who, they were big in the tech world, right? So let's say you raise a bunch of money, and I started a tech company local, so I know a bit about this.
Oh, we got to talk about that, by the way.
We'll chat about that. But let's say you raise $10 million. You raise $10 million and now you put it in a bank. Your belief is that the bank is going to responsibly do things with your money, invest. They're going to do some risky things, hopefully, but the backstop of that is we're going to do some responsible investing. And the bank at the same time is going, all right, we have access to this cash, and hopefully we're looking at the numbers in appropriate ways so we can do some risky things and some not risky things. And that way, if they need their money, it's there, but we can also make some money on the back end of that. I don't blame the Silicon Valley startup for wanting their money to be paid. But at the same point, if we endlessly do this, if we just say to everybody, sure, the FDIC insures $250,000 for every account, but in reality, no matter what your bank does, no matter what your execs do, we're going to bail everybody out every time. Well, in essence, we really don't have any banks because, in 2008, it was all these banks are too big to fail, so we have to save them. So we went from too big to fail to even bigger, and now we can't let them fail. And now what we're saying is nobody can ever fail. And the problem with that is that leaves us really with only one true bank, and that is the United States government. And as you just said, if you look at what they do with inflation and printing money and everything else, this is bad. I mean, you need some competition within banks so that you can go out there and get the best mortgage rate. At the end of the day, if there's in essence no competition, you have no flexibility. You have no leverage when you're trying to attain financial services. So I don't know exactly what is right.
You're probably going to have a situation where the regionals get wiped out. Everybody's going to go to the big guys. And guess what? They're going to charge us more. Woohoo.
Of course, they'll have every incentive to charge us more, and they will have more control over our lives. That will be the problem. So if we end up in a situation where really all you have is, say, Chase and Citibank and, Wells Fargo and one other one, they're all going to be sitting around in board meetings, or they're going to meet in Aspen or, in Davos. And they're going to go, all right, well, let's make sure we basically keep this thing pretty tight. So we're all going to keep always getting richer, and that you, Citibank, are not going to be cutting great deals for people so that you're going to get more business than us. There will be a level of collusion that you don't want in a free market. That's why, look, I don't want to punish the people that did the investing, and I don't want the bankers that did the bad investing.
Yeah, the shareholders, the debt holders, the board, the executives. Yeah.
I can accept that, but I don't like the idea of a guy that's, as a startup guy, we happen to use Chase when we started Locals. I'm not even sure what we use anymore, actually, because we've since merged and I've stepped away from operations. But the point is, would it have been my fault if Chase had done some crazy things and then next thing you know, my company's over and I got to fire 20 people? This is where, big centralized systems, they come at a cost.